All right, today we're going to talk about the history of the Pledge of Allegiance. So this one's just, hopefully it's going to be a little quicker since you guys are crying about how long my videos have been. So the first pledge came up in 1885. You had a Civil War veteran named George Balch. And he came up with what they called a vow to the flag. And it says, this is what his vow was. We give our heads and our hearts to God and our country. One country, one language, one flag. This one didn't gain much traction and would be problematic if it were used today. When you get into the one language and the hearts to God, really probably wouldn't fly today. In 1892, to celebrate the 400th anniversary of Columbus discovering the New World, a magazine called The Youth's Companion assigned one of their writers the job of coming up with a new pledge to be used at patriotic celebrations. This writer that was assigned this job was named Francis Bellamy. He was a former Baptist minister, and he was also a socialist. I wonder how people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, America's favorite nut job, would feel about our pledge being written by a socialist. She's one of many in our country that thinks socialism and communism are the same thing. Those people are wrong, but that's a later video. So Bellamy wrote, I pledge allegiance to my flag and the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So we can see that it's similar to what we have today. And this pledge was accepted and used quite a bit throughout the country, gaining more and more popularity throughout the years. In 1923, the National Flag Conference tweaked it a little bit. So the pledge 1923-1924 said, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It stayed that way for quite a while. Now, the one thing is, Bellamy also came up with a salute to use when reciting the pledge. So here's the original published instructions. At a signal from the principal, the pupils, in ordered ranks, hands to the side, face the flag. Another signal is given. Every pupil gives the flag the military salute, right hand lifted, palm downward to align with the forehead and close to it. Standing thus, all repeat together slowly, I pledge allegiance to my flag and the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At the words, to my flag, the right hand is extended gracefully, palm upward toward the flag, and remains in this gesture till the end of the affirmation, whereupon all hands immediately drop to the side. So it would be, you would say, I pledge allegiance to my flag, and when you say my flag, then you go like this. Palm is up. They started doing it with the palm down. Obviously, that becomes a problem. This salute, though, was widely used until it obviously became a problem in the late 1930s with the rise of the Nazis. They basically took this and turned it into the Nazi salute. In 1942, then, shortly after the United States entry into World War II, Congress officially adopted the Pledge of Allegiance, but they decided that it would be better to put a hand over our hearts rather than the Bellamy salute. If you want to see some interesting, kind of crazy pictures, look up Bellamy salute in U.S. schools in Google and just search images, and you'll see a bunch of kids standing in a classroom doing what we consider the Nazi salute at the American flag. It's part of our history. It's crazy, and not even that long ago, less than 100 years ago. So now, word-wise, we're getting very close to what the pledge and the salute we're familiar with today, hand over the heart. In 1954, Congress added the words, under God, officially to the pledge. So to sum up, our pledge has only been around for about 130 years, even though our country is 247 years old. So not much, a little more than half of our country's history, we've had a Pledge of Allegiance. The pledge as we use it today is only 69 years old when you consider all the tweaks. Maybe it's going to be tweaked again someday. Who knows? but that's the history of the Pledge of Allegiance.